hanging with the beer. Late night over here. 10:30 over here, almost something like that. I wish I could see the clock from here, but to be honest, I probably need some glasses. But I probably should be able to see the clock from here, but I can't. Yes, late night live stream over here on the NornRed 89 channel, and today, waiting for some people to pop in, waiting for more people to pop in, but today we kind of wanted to talk over the DC projects and a lot of just movie stuff, maybe some stuff that I've been recently watching, but also the James Gunn DC projects that we have got slated for, I believe it's the next 8 to 10 years. He said he was planning on doing this, so we'll see what happens. We'll wait for some other people to pop in if anybody else does. Hopefully everything is good with the stream. But yes, hopefully everything's good with the stream. Everybody can hear me. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Don't worry about my thumb either. Give me a thumbs up though if you can hear me. Like I said, today we're going to talk about the James Gunn DC projects that are supposedly coming out for the next 8 to 10 years, but also just chilling. Like I said, hanging out late night, having some beer, chilling. Hey, what's up? Yeah, so there's been a lot of announcement. Doing good. She's doing better, brother. Thank you, Jason, for asking. Yeah, she's doing better, healing up a lot better now that we got she's back to work now, but she's got like a special brace for her knee and everything. So she's doing better. Thank you for asking. Did you all hear about the DC projects though? Hopefully, I went all old school. Like I'm still old school, so I have my stuff written down. I don't know if you can see it, but I go old school, so I have my stuff written down. But yes, we have a bunch of stuff to talk about in terms of movie news for the DC, because now James Gunn, let me fix this up a little bit. James Gunn is going to be helming DC for the next, foreseeable future, and he's got a lot of projects coming. And he announced it, I believe, earlier today, had a video out where he talked about like the projects that he was like mainly all coming up that he has planned and everything. So I have everything written down here, and my most excited that I have like kind of started by, you know what I mean, which ones I'm really, really excited for. But if all of you are excited for anything, let me know. I know, yeah, that's one thing is for sure. Like if you're not really in depth, like some of these are deep dives. I got a couple on here. The Authority and the Creature Commandos. Those are some deep dives right there in terms of DC content. You know what I mean? If you're not really into the deep cuts and really into DC comics, you're not gonna know those characters. Like I don't even know the Creature Commandos. I know a little bit about the Authority. It's a it's kind of like imagine like the boys, like a Justice League similar to the boys. You know what I mean? They don't really care about law and order. They'll kind of go to any extent to make the world better or what they think is better. And that's what that group is about. So I can definitely see with that project, The Authority, which is supposed to be a movie, James Gunn said, I could totally see that being like kind of like similar to The Boys, a very R-rated type film, and it's going to be kind of deconstructing heroes and like what it's like to have that power, and if you were kind of mad with power and stuff like that. Also, we have, let's see, we have a Waller TV series on here with, Amanda Waller is coming back. We have a TV series for Amanda Waller. That Creature Commandos show is supposed to be an animated TV series. So we have Creature Commandos. And then we also have a Lanterns TV show that's going to be coming out. So that's going to be a Green Lantern TV show. I heard it's supposed to be a detective TV show that focuses on Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan. So the Snyderverse will be dead, and Flashpoint, we are going to be different Superman and Batman. Yes, we are going to get a different Superman and Batman. Yes, Jason, we are. But the Matt Reeves Batman, Robert Pattinson, is still going to exist. That's what James Gunn said for sure. That's going to be the Elseworld. That's what they're calling Matt Reeves Batman and Teen Titans Go and any kind of projects that are outside of the DCU, which is what they're calling this kind of stuff that he's doing now. So we're still going to get that Batman, but we are going to get a new Batman and a new Superman for sure. And the new Superman film is going to be called Superman Legacy, and it will be out July 11th, 2025. Just, that's for right now, unless, we don't have any delays or anything like that. But so far, July 11th is when we're going to be getting that. Oh, I don't know. Aquaman, actually, they didn't say anything. We didn't hear any news. As far as I know, the Aquaman 2 is going to be Jason Momoa's last appearance. That we're still getting Aquaman 2 and we're still getting the Flashpoint movie. And as far as I know, that's going to be Ezra Miller's and Jason Momoa's last appearance as those characters. Because, yeah, James Gunn's really going forward with his new rendition, and Black Adam, yeah, it was a one off movie. Yep. So, yeah, Black Adam was a one off movie. Yeah, Dwayne Johnson's out of the picture. So, yeah, James Gunn is completely revamping it. So, we're going to go through this next year right here that we're going through right now. We're going to get some DC projects. And then after those, basically when the Waller series comes out and Superman Legacy, that's in 2025, that's the start of James Gunn's official DC universe. And then everything after that is going to be counted under him. So yeah, even the Paradise Lost TV series as well, and the Shazam, yep, Shazam Fury of the Gods, yep, as well. So far, Shazam Fury of the Gods is also coming out this year. And yeah, as far as I know, those are going to be, that's it. I don't think any of those characters or those actors are going to be coming back, because he said with his new DC universe that he's doing, he wants the animated TV series, the movies, and the comics and everything to be in line. So everything's going to kind of be a cohesive unit when it comes under his umbrella. So yeah, this, once we get through this year, it's going to start the new phase. So that does kind of take away a little bit from, I guess, maybe the excitement of seeing the projects that come out this year, because they won't really have any merit or weight going into James Gunn's DC universe. You know what I mean? Like, how much more excited are you for Flashpoint and Shazam and Aquaman if you're not going to see these characters anymore? I mean, I still want to see them because I love the DC. I love DC, so I love those characters. So I'm still going to go see these movies. But yeah, it kind of takes away a little bit knowing that James Gunn's not going forward with any of these characters, and especially because he's planning on doing an 8 to 10 year run with his umbrella of these projects and stuff like that. So we need, new characters like Henry Cavill. I think he's around like 40 right now. So 10 more years would put him at 50, which would make him a very old Superman. I mean, he's a lot more physique and more beautiful than me, but still, he would be 50. So he would be an older Superman. Yeah, no Justice League. He didn't mention any Justice League stuff. We got Batman the Brave and the Bold. I'm excited about that though. We're gonna be getting a new Batman, and it's gonna be a Bruce Wayne, Thomas Wayne story, and it's actually gonna be a movie. So we are gonna be getting a new version of Bruce Wayne and Batman that's gonna be coinciding with Matt Reeves' The Batman Part 2, which is supposed to be coming out next year, I believe. Yeah. The Batman Part 2 is supposed to be coming out next year. And we still have Joker 2 coming out as well. That's what he said too. Todd Phillips's Joker 2. We're still going to get that, and it's supposed to be a musical. But we also have, I believe it's a TV series as well called Booster Gold. He's bringing Booster Gold out, which I know that character. I know that one. I don't know Creature Commandos. I know very little about the Authority, but Booster Gold, I actually know that character. And then we're going to be getting a movie for Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. And apparently this is a Supergirl film that's going to go off a comic run that happened last year. That's what James Gunn said. So it's a comic book run that happened last year where Supergirl was on a piece of Krypton, I guess, that survived after everybody got blown up and what happened to Krypton, and she survived on that last piece of Krypton. And it's going to be that Supergirl story. So not the typical one we're used to or that we've seen over the last, couple decades, of a Supergirl rendition. So that should be interesting. I'm kind of looking forward to that because I'm fond of the Supergirl character. I really do gravitate towards that character. And I was really on to the TV show, the CW one, for a while, but then it got kind of cookie cutter. And then we're also going to be getting Swamp Thing, a movie, which I'm excited for because apparently it's supposed to be heavy, dark, heavy R-rated, horror type stuff, and it's going to be the Swamp Thing, and it's an actual film. So we'll see. Like, I'm excited because DC, it sounds like for once they're actually going to have a goal for the future, and it's going to be all under one, person or cohesive unit. So I'm hoping it's going to be similar to what Marvel has given us. More seasons of that. Yeah, Peacemaker. I would love another Peacemaker for real. I did enjoy season one of Peacemaker. I know you did too, Jason. And I would totally enjoy a season two for real. Like I would hope he would bring that back. And he didn't say anything about that. So we'll see. Because John Cena, that's probably one of my favorite roles that he's done is that character. Because John Cena is just hilarious. He fits that role perfectly. But I mean, I'm just really excited because this is the first time that Warner Brothers, DC, they're committing to, this one guy, James Gunn, and his vision. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, Swamp Thing definitely sounds like it's right up my alley. Yeah, for sure. Like I remember that, like even the black and white like versions and stuff like that, I mean, Swamp Thing's just something that it's a story that you can do a lot of different routes with it. You can take a lot of different angles with it. But it looks like James Gunn's going with a much more mature route with this, vision that he has. It seems like a lot of these projects are gearing towards, more mature audiences because even the Paradise Lost, which is supposed to be about Paradise Island, which is where Wonder Woman is from. It's a TV show, and it's apparently he's selling it as kind of Game of Thrones status. That it's supposed to be that that kind of mature content. So we'll see. A lot of these projects are going to be on HBO Max, and then some of them are movies. We're going to have to go to the theaters to see them. But yeah, a lot of these, I'm pretty sure, all the TV shows are going to be HBO Max products. So we'll see what happens. But you know, that's pretty much what happened with the DC news that we got from his video today. But how are you all doing? How are you doing, Jason? What have you been up to, and how was your day? My day was chill, just hanging out with the family, cooked, did some cleaning, some laundry and stuff like that, and watched. What did I watch recently? Oh man, I watched Empire Records. That's what I watched recently. Fantastic, fantastic film. If you haven't seen it, Empire Records, I highly recommend it. And then I also watched Doll Man recently. I revisited Doll Man, which is from, I believe, 1995, but I haven't seen it in a really long time. It's been like over 10 years since I've seen that film, but it didn't hold up as good as I wanted it to. It was still fun revisiting it, but it didn't hold up as much as I wanted it to. And then I also watched Megan, and Megan would be, I think that's the third or fourth new film that I've seen this year for 2023. But Megan, I got kind of bored with by the hour mark. I left a little short review on that I did on my channel, and Megan, I got kind of bored with about an hour in. It just wasn't funny enough, wasn't scary enough, and I mean, it took too long to take off. So it's just, yeah, Megan for me was one that I wanted it to be better. I wanted it to be so much better. So you worked last night, so I've been real groggy today. Watched KU beat K State in basketball. Oh, nice, cool. College basketball, way to go, brother. Nice. Kansas. I bet you're excited about the Chiefs. I know you're really excited about them. I saw you in your video, you know what I mean? So I bet you're pumped for that. But you guys be ready, because when the Rams get healthy, we got a revenge tour. The Rams revenge tour is starting in September, so you all better watch out. I can't wait for them to be back and healthy and everything. But yeah, I think that was pretty much all I watched recently. Yeah, I've only watched 4 new films in terms of January for like that are 2023 films. I've only watched 4 new films so far, and I have them on my letterbox. So I'll have that in the description too of this video as my letterbox. I've been thinking about checking Megan out, a movie I probably won't. I think you'd be cool with Megan, to be honest, Jason, because it is PG-13, so there's not heavy gore or anything. And like I said, I think it's one that you can stomach because you've watched Walking Dead. You can totally handle Megan for sure. Yeah, we'll see what the Super Bowl has to offer, man. It's gonna be should be a good one. I'm hoping it's gonna be a really good. We got two really good teams in the Super Bowl this year, so it should be a very exciting one as well. Just as exciting as last Super Bowl. But yeah, I think in terms of my opinion, Jason, I think you can totally handle Megan because, like I said, you watched, Walking Dead, and there's a lot more, gruesome stuff that happens in The Walking Dead compared to Megan. It's just for me, it just didn't grab me enough. Like I had a lot more fun with Brandon Cronenberg's Infinity Pool, even though it was wild and it was crazy. It was more ambitious and more daring. So I had a lot more fun with that film than Megan. And so far, my favorite film that I've seen this year is Sick. That's streaming on Peacock. That's my favorite film so far that I've seen this year. And I'm logging all the films into my letterbox this year. So hopefully, January next year, I'll be able to rank all the films that I saw over 2023. So that should be an exciting live stream. Hopefully by then I'll have better content because I'll have to. I was thinking about upgrading my Wi-Fi and also just getting more better stuff to a mic to hook up to my phone because I can't have my laptop right now is not working. I watched the first episode of The Walking Dead the other day since the show is over. I'm thinking about going through the whole season. Nice. Yeah, I was thinking about committing because Walking Dead is kind of over, even though they have like 5 spin-off shows now and all that kind of stuff. I was thinking about it too. Yeah, I'm on Letterbox, bro. Yeah, I'm on Letterbox. It should be Norn Rad. You can look me up, Norn Rad or Robert. I can't remember. It's either under Robert. That's my name, by the way, Robert, or Norn Rad. You can find me. Like I said, if not, I'll have the link in my description of this video, and it was in my last video too. The link, so you can follow me. That way, you can check out whatever I've been watching and stuff. Like today, I don't think after this live stream tonight, I'm gonna live stream for a little bit and then I'm probably going to watch the Nuggets play the Pelicans tonight. I caught a little bit, see my Nuggets right here. I caught a little bit of the score earlier when I was on Twitter, but I didn't want to see too much. But yeah, the Nuggets played the Pelicans tonight, so I was thinking about checking out that game. But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Just hanging out, man. Nothing much going on at the house, and like I said, just chilling. I made it to the season where Negan shows up but couldn't finish the show. Yeah, I'm pretty much like you, Jason. Like I watched that whole season where Negan showed up to finish off, and then once they got rid of certain characters and certain things happened, and kind of how Negan punked Rick, I was kind of out after that. Like I really just like after that point, I was just out of it. So yeah, but I eventually do have to finish it just because I went so far. Like I committed so much time to The Walking Dead that I really need to finish it one day. Like, I finished all of Supernatural and that's like 12 seasons. So I can do The Walking Dead too. It's just it became less about the characters I wanted it to be about. It didn't focus on the zombies anymore. Like it was just it completely changed. Like in those season 6 and season 7, like it totally changed. All Quiet on the Western Front really messes you up at the end. Oh man, see, I have to watch that. I heard some things about that, and I was meaning to watch that one because it got nominated for Best Picture. So I was meaning to watch All Quiet on the Western Front because I haven't seen that one yet. Oh man, there was a bunch of films that got nominated for Best Picture that I hadn't seen, I think. But, you know, like I still haven't watched Banshees of Inisherin. I still haven't watched that movie, but I think they'll win. To be honest, I think Banshees is gonna like surprise people, and I really think they're gonna win and stuff like that. I mean, I haven't seen it, and I know some people have said it was really boring and stuff like that, but I wouldn't be surprised because the Oscars are they're weird like that. Sometimes like some random movies will just come out of nowhere and just sweep, or they'll just win Best Picture, and you're like, what? Like I don't know what that is. Like I don't even know. Like I watched one from last year. Uh, I think it was called The Year of the Dog or something. It was with Benedict Cumberbatch, and it was on Netflix, I think. And it got nominated for Best Picture, I think, last year. And I watched it, and it's one of those films that you like. It's a really great film, but I'm never gonna watch it again. It was like one of those movies, or The Power of the Dog or something like that. But it was one of those films that was a really good film, but it was a film that I would never return to. Yeah, there you go. The Power of the Dog. Yep. I've got like five contest entries, and everyone has the different best. Oh, really? That's cool, Jason. That's fun. I'm excited for your contest because I can't wait to see who wins or who comes close. I hope I pick some good picks. You know what I mean? Like I'm hoping Brendan Fraser gets that Best Actor, just because I'm such a fan of Brendan Fraser. I'm a huge fan of Brendan Fraser. I love the Mummy films, and I would love to see him get a Best Actor award for real. I think he would deserve it, and I haven't even seen The Whale, and I think he deserves the award. So I really need to knuckle up and watch some of these movies that have been nominated and some of these performances and stuff like that. Like even Andrea Riseborough. I know a lot of people aren't excited that she got nominated for Best Actress, but I think she's a great actress from a movie called Possessor that she did. It's a body horror film, and she was great in that. So I wouldn't doubt that she's probably fantastic in the film that she got nominated for. But yeah, like you said, The Power of the Dog, that was the movie. Yep, that was the title, and that movie was it was a good film. Like it was a good film, great acting, great story and dialogue, but it's a movie that I just won't ever want to return to. Like I don't want to own it. I don't want to return to it, nothing like that. So I've noticed when it comes to the Oscars, they're big on like all these rare, obscure dramas and thrillers and stuff like that, and these avant-garde movies. But when it comes to horror or when it comes to comedy, those movies don't really get acknowledged that much. Like horror or comedy, like straight up comedy or horror movie does not really get acknowledged at the Oscars, and maybe that makes them a little cooler. Fans love that stuff because it probably makes that genre a little bit cooler because it's like, oh, the Oscars doesn't even acknowledge us. They don't talk about us. But yeah, I'm excited because I'm actually invested because your contest, Jason, made me more invested to watch the Oscars this year because I can't wait to see how my picks go. Austin Butler is the shoe in. Yeah, see Elvis. Like Elvis, I liked Elvis, and Austin Butler did a great job. Like he totally deserves the nomination. But for me, the movie as a whole didn't land that much. It's a very stylish film, but when it comes to like biopics and stuff like that, I don't know. They really have to hit that right note. Like they just have to hit the perfect note for me. And it's really hard to explain. Like I don't I'm trying to think of the last really great biopic that I loved. Like I really did like Selena back in the day. That's a old school one, with back in the day. I hated Power of the Dog. Benedict Cumberbatch is good, but hated the character and how he was a bully. Yeah, he was pretty bad in that movie, bro, for real. Like, and that just goes to show you he's a great actor. If you hated him that much, he's that good of an actor because he's so likable as Doctor Strange. Like he's so fun. He's so likable when you watch him as Doctor Strange, but when you watch him in Power of the Dog, yeah, he's a jerk. He's a real jerk for sure. But oh man, yeah, like I can't remember the last real good like just straight up biopic that I liked. And like I said, Elvis was cool. I guess there was one. What was the one? Walk the Line, right, with Joaquin Phoenix. That one was pretty good. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, some films they go for it, man. Like for real. Like some films they're getting more comfortable, I think, with nudity now. just in general. I think films like overall, even in America, I know overseas, foreign films are a lot more comfortable with it. Like in Sweden and Europe and stuff like that, you're gonna see a lot more nudity from both male and female. But in terms of America, I think we're getting more comfortable with it, so it's happening a lot. But yeah, in terms of the Oscars, like for real, like I'm hoping we have some fun with these Oscars. There's some fun nominations for real. And the fact that Everything Everywhere All at Once got nominated, a lot of people are excited about that. Blonde, yeah, Blonde for real. Like, I still haven't committed and watched that. I have to watch that. I'm thinking about committing and watching that. And I'm a little afraid to watch it because I like Ana de Armos and like she's such a great actress and stuff. And like, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to watch it because I've heard so many things that the director just casted her because he thought she was cute and like she's fascinating and beautiful and wanted to use her for the role. So it's just there's some weird things about the film, but I've watched more uncomfortable horror films, so I really have to knuckle up and just watch Blonde. You know what I mean? But yeah, in terms of I don't know other films that I'm really excited to watch, like I kind of want to watch. I think it's what Tar with Kate Blanchett. I haven't seen Tar yet. I haven't seen The Whale, The Banshees of Inisherin, but I've seen Avatar, Top Gun Maverick, all that stuff. Andrea Riseborough, yeah, you'd be surprised, dude. Like, I know you wouldn't like Possessor because that's a body horror film, but she's fantastic, fantastic in that movie. So when I saw her get nominated, I wasn't mad. Like everybody else was surprised. I was very excited and happy because I was like, oh, she's a great actor. I love her. I was like, damn, she's in one of my favorite movies of the last 10 years. But like, I've never seen I haven't seen the movie that she got nominated for. So also, what is it? Women Talking? I haven't seen Women Talking yet. I haven't seen that yet, but I've heard very good things. I've heard it's a really good script and got really good dialogue and stuff, and the cast looks fantastic. So, but yeah, I need to knuckle up and maybe before the Oscars try to get some of these views in and watch some of these movies and stuff. I've seen Marcel the Shell though with the shoes on, and that film deserves the best animation. I can tell you that right now. I know I don't think you were that high on that one, Jason, but yeah, Marcel I think deserves best animation for me, or maybe Del Toro's Pinocchio might get it just because of. But I think if they get it, it's more because of Guillermo del Toro's name. It's more because of his status. You know what I mean? Because I think Marcel was a better movie, in my opinion. If I was to say which one was better, I think Marcel with the shoes on was the better movie. But yeah, there's some really exciting nominations, and I think this Oscars is better than last year in terms of the nominations and the movies and the picks for actors and actresses. I actually think it's better than last year because last year's I was not excited for at all. Yeah, I heard she actually had like a grassroots movement thing. They were like supposedly going to try to investigate her because of her campaign. And I know it's a lot of political stuff that goes in with the Oscars in terms of how they campaign to get nominated and stuff like that. And even the international films, when you're an international film, only the one country could only nominate one film. You know what I mean? Like they could only nominate one film. They can't choose two. And that's why RRR didn't get nominated. A lot of people thought that was a huge snub. They got nominated for Best Original Song, I think, for Not To, but yeah, not the film. So that yeah, there's a lot of politics that goes on with the Oscars and all that kind of stuff, and that's what I kind of hate about it. Is like it's fun to an extent, but I wish they were a little bit more laid back, just in general, just with everything. I wish they were a little bit more laid back and nominated some more interesting films that a lot of people seen. We're in your. I know. I saw Pinocchio and Turning Red. I can't believe Turning Red got nominated, dude. I knew it. I kind of knew it when we put Turning Red in our like least favorites, and like that was one that we both agreed on that we kind of disliked Turning Red for the same reasons, pretty much. And I knew they were going to get nominated, and I kind of think they nominated them just because they're a Pixar film, and there was really nothing else that came out. I think what Luca did Luca come out that year, or was that the previous year? I can't remember. You're so much better, Jason, with animation films in terms of when they come out. But yeah, I don't think there was that much great, amazing stuff that came out in terms of animation. Like I said, for me, yeah, I think for me, easy Marcel and Pinocchio were the only memorable ones, and maybe Mad God, but that's a stop motion animation horror film, and I know they're not going to nominate that. You know what I mean? Even though it's animation and it's stop motion, kind of like Nightmare Before Christmas, they're not going to nominate it because it's like hardcore like horror stuff that happens in it. The Batman and Wakanda Forever to get nominated for Best Picture. Yeah, I know. At least like one. They could have did us that. They could have did superhero fans at least that one gratitude of nominating at least one, because I think we're at that point now where superhero films have graduated to that level of being nominated for the Oscars. Like they're just that good. There are some comic book movies out there that are worthy of being nominated for Best Picture, even if they don't win. It's just great to acknowledge them because comic book films are a huge part of the culture and have really pushed films forward and changed the landscape of how movies are now and stuff like that. Came out last year, I think, along with Encanto and yeah, Raya the Last Dragon. Okay, so yeah, the last that was last year. Okay, yeah, so yeah, it's hard for me to remember. Yeah, because yeah, this year I think was just not memorable, dude. For real. In terms of animation films, I don't really think there was that many amazing ones. So hopefully we'll get. I think what hotel there was a new Hotel Transylvania this year. That was awful. That was about it. I remember. I think there was that a new Hotel Transylvania film came out this year. But hopefully February looks better. Like I'm looking forward to M. Night Shyamalan's Knock at the Cabin comes out this month, and also Cocaine Bear. We get some Cocaine Bear this month. Yeah, it was a bad year for animation. Yeah, animation kind of tailed off, man. Like it's been a good minute, I think, since animation was really popping. I think the last era was probably when the first Frozen came out. When the first Frozen came out, I think was the last kind of year where we like had a lot of great animation films, and now they're kind of becoming just very cookie cutter, very wash rinse repeat kind of films. So yeah, I'm hoping maybe they'll bounce back. I mean, I'm fond of the ones that I return to the most are like A Bug's Life. I love A Bug's Life. I know, sorry, excuse me. I'm drinking my beer, so I'm burping. I know A Bug's Life isn't one of the most highly revered Pixar films. I think it's Pixar, but I love that film. I like Monsters Inc. I like Monsters University. I even like that one, the second one. Um, The Incredibles. I love Incredibles 1 and 2. So yeah, Paranorman. Like there's like certain films like I love the dark, of course, horror animation films, Nightmare Before Christmas and Coraline and stuff. But yeah, in terms of animation, there hasn't been a really good one that I've gravitated towards in a really long time, that I was like, oh, this takes me back, or this is the best one in the last decade, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to remember. Incredibles 2 was probably the last like really favorite one of mine. And it might have just been because I was happy to see the family back again. You know what I mean? Because I love the first one so much that I was just so happy to see that Incredibles, the family back again. That's why I like the second one so much. But yeah, it's been a really long time since I gravitated to animation film. You like animations that are musicals? That's fun. Okay, so animations that are musicals. I'm trying to think like definitely Nightmare Before Christmas, obviously. That's an obvious pick for me in terms of ones that are musicals. Um I'm trying to think of any other ones that I really like that have musical elements because that might be like the only one because Rise of the Guardians doesn't. Frozen, see Moana, yeah, Moana, Tangled. Okay, so there you go. You got some good picks right there. So Frozen was one that I got tired of real quick because my daughters, like I had my daughters at that perfect age where they were like obsessed with it. So like I heard that song over and over and over, and like you can get tired of that song for real. Like in terms of like Moana's cool. Tangled, I'm not really that okay. I think I've watched Tangled maybe like twice. I think I've watched that film maybe twice in my life. But Moana is cool. I've watched that one a few times. Um, yeah, in terms of musical animation films, Nightmare Before Christmas is probably easy, my top dog for sure. Because all my other ones that I like a lot, like Paranorman, um, The Incredibles, Monsters Inc., all those ones, none of them have musical elements or singing in them at all. So yeah, it's and maybe like musicals, maybe I just keep musicals and animation separate. That's my thing. Yeah, for real. Like, yeah, I had my daughters were the perfect age when that first Frozen film came out, and then Frozen 2 came out, and then they didn't even care anymore. Like that's you know what I mean? That's how fast they grow up and how fast kids change and they just gravitate towards other stuff is like and I don't remember it being like that maybe when I was little. I remember like loving all my stuff for a really long time, like wrestling. I'm into wrestling still now, my age. But the kids, yeah, like I said, by the time Frozen 2 came out, they didn't even care anymore. Yeah, Pixar doesn't really delve into musicals. Yeah, you're true. That's right. That's something interesting that they should probably maybe they would attempt that one day, a Pixar animation film that's a musical. But don't they have an Inside Out 2 coming out, right? I think Pixar has Inside Out 2 that's supposed to be coming out because that's a Pixar film, I think. So, yes, I did see the Royal Rumble. Did you watch it, Jason? Thank you for the question, brother. That's a great question. I did see the Royal Rumble. Everybody popped huge when Cody Rhodes came back, huh? And a lot of my friends on Twitter were happy that Rhea Ripley won. They were so happy. I didn't like the matches in between. I kind of just like when it comes to the Royal Rumble pay per view. I typically only like the Royal Rumble matches. All the matches in between like are never that great. Like they never set up great matches in between them. Yeah, Inside Out too. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Actually, that's true. So, in terms of besides Incredibles 2, Inside Out was probably the most recent animation film that I really gravitated towards. That was a fun film. You watch the highlights on YouTube? Yeah, I watched the Royal Rumble. Yeah, I watched. I think I just was like maybe 10 minutes late, but I watched the whole thing and stuff because I got the Peacock subscription. But yeah, everybody on Twitter and like my friends were like blowing up because they were all happy that Rhea Ripley won for the girls and stuff. But yeah, the matches in between were kind of lame. Even the Bray Wyatt Pitch Black match. It looks cool. Like it was really cool looking, but it was kind of lame because it was kind of a squash match. Like Bray Wyatt destroyed that dude. So so that was kind of, Royal Rumble's okay to an extent, but you just go for the Royal Rumble matches. All this stuff in between is kind of like garbage crap. So we'll see with the next pay-per-view. I believe we got I think one more pay-per-view to go, and then we got WrestleMania after that. So it's getting pretty close. WrestleMania is coming up, so we'll see what happens. I think we already got word that Rhea Ripley is apparently challenging Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's title, and we have what is it? Cody Rhodes gonna go against Roman Reigns. So I'm hoping that Cody Rhodes can beat Roman Reigns because I just need him to lose. By this point, I don't care who beats Roman Reigns. I just need him to lose. Yeah, it sucks that his dad passed away. I saw that on Twitter too, and Dustin Rhodes, Gold Dust, he put out a nice little tweet about him and shit, and it was very nice. It's hard, that kind of stuff, because especially when you're a wrestling family and as fans and as wrestlers, like everybody knows them and stuff like that. So we all know that. But yeah, I'm hoping that Cody Rhodes is finally, because I think they have the perfect storyline right now building. The only person I could have seen doing it else, if Cody Rhodes didn't win, I wanted it to be Seth Rollins. Like, I know people are like, oh, Seth Rollins, but I like Seth Rollins. I think he's actually pretty interesting. He's pretty cool. So if it wasn't for Cody, I would have wanted it to be Seth to be the one to take out Roman. So hopefully at WrestleMania, like I said, we'll see, a new champion for sure. But I don't know about how I feel about the Rhea Ripley Charlotte Flair one, because, excuse me, I'm a I'm a bigger fan of Charlotte Flair than I am of Rhea Ripley. I actually like Charlotte better than Ric Flair, her father, which is, that might be kind of, you don't say that, but like, I love Ric Flair. He's great, but like, Charlotte has, she's done a lot, man. Like, you got to really admit that Charlotte Flair has eclipsed her father, and like, she's done a lot for this business, or for, for wrestling. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, a lot of people are saying that that's what I mean. I'm assuming that Rhea Ripley might get it. She might get the win. I'm assuming, or there might be building a storyline for a whole year where Charlotte will beat her again, and then they'll create a rivalry going through the whole year, and then Rhea Ripley will fight her at a different pay-per-view and take the championship. But yeah, Charlotte's one of my favorites in terms of, like, if we did how we did our wrestling ranking for the boys. If we did the girls, Charlotte would be high up there, bro. She'd be high up there. She might be top five, Charlotte Flair, for real, in terms of the women wrestlers for my ranking. But yeah, and then I think there's also AEW still going on, but I can't even remember what's going on with them. Like, I know Darby Allin is TNT champion now. Um, Jade Cargill is still the champion, women's champion. For a ranking, I want to do a top 10 women's wrestlers or top 10 musicals. I'd be down, bro. Like, for real, anyone, to be honest. I think, to be honest, because we did the wrestling one already with the men's, we should do honor and do the women's wrestling. That's just my opinion. But if you want to do musicals, I'm totally down to join you guys to do top 10 musicals as well. Because, like you said, we can always bring some awesome thoughts and comments to musical movies as well. But yeah, I think since we did a top 10 male list, we should do a top 10 females list just to do them justice, because there are a ton of awesome female wrestlers out there that deserve, to be chatted about for sure. And I would have a blast. Like I said, I'll bring my title again. I'll bring my Universal title, or maybe I'll get an Intercontinental title. I've been meaning to pick up an Intercontinental title, but sometimes, like, you look online and those titles are so expensive. But like, I want an Intercontinental title, like, to carry around the house. Like, I would love that. That was always my favorite title. For some reason, it's like the workhorse title, and I love that one. Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul at WrestleMania. That would be fun. Seth Rollins is great, dude. For real, he can work anyone. He's such a good wrestler that he could work anyone in the ring, and he's safe, and he knows what he's doing. So I would believe they could put on an amazing match. Yeah, for real. I think we should do for a top 10 women's. I think we should, just because, like, even Mike said he'd be down, and just let me know, like I said, in advance, like a good week in advance. That way I can get my list in order and really nail down my ranking, because I got a good idea in my head where I can shoot off the cuff kind of what I want. but I would like to be top 10, and then maybe I'll bring an honorable mention to the list as well. You know what I mean? That way we could talk about the ladies because, yeah, there are tons of women wrestlers that have really paved the way, and I would love to talk about them. And that'd be great. Like I said, it's always good to have fun live streams on your channel, baby. I really need to figure out the StreamYard thing going on for my channel to maybe get that going so I can invite some people over to my channel to possibly, you know what I mean, do some live streams and stuff and talk movies or rank horror or talk music. I was thinking about having you over so we can talk some music stuff and everything because I've been meaning to dive into more music content on my channel, of course. I know I let a lot of people know that. That was a video I was planning to do coming up probably this week, or I might take off the next couple days of actually filming videos coming up because I know I got Mike's live stream on Thursday. So I'll be on Mike's live stream, a special Did You See That? And then I believe after that I'll probably take a couple days off just from filming videos, but I wanted to do introduction to my music taste, you know, kind of thing. Talk about where I grew up and how I grew up with music, what my mom listened to and introduced me to, and how my music taste evolved over the years. Never heard. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know Mike. He's busy. I know he's busy with the new job and stuff like that, and he just organized that live stream that's going on Thursday. So I know he's trying to get a lot of his stuff going and doing a lot of videos for his channel and everything. So yeah, whenever, ooh, excuse me, whenever everybody's free, like I said, my schedule is pretty open. I'm gonna be hopefully trying to jump back into the workforce pretty soon though. So we'll see. Like I said, did I grow up in the 90s? Yes, I did. I was born in 89. I was born in 1989 and grew up all through the 90s. So that's kind of like my era. But I love 80s culture. 80s is a huge nostalgia for me because I've noticed I gravitate more towards 80s music, 80s movies, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I love bands like from now, like Slipknot, Deftones, OTEP, Mudvayne. I love those kind of bands. Even rap and hip hop. I listen to a lot of rap and hip hop because my mom introduced me to R&B and rap and hip hop and stuff at a very young age. But in terms of my music taste, a lot of the stuff I listen to too is like 80s stuff like Tears for Fears, Depeche Mode, um, Duran Duran. I love Duran Duran. Hall and Oates. Can't go wrong with Hall and Oates. So there's a lot of stuff I like. Even Joy Division. I love Joy Division. So there's a lot of music I would love to talk about. But yeah, I primarily grew up in the 90s, and like I do have huge nostalgia for the 90s. Like they had recently a horror film that came out last year. It was a found footage horror film called VHS 99, and it was hilarious because it captured that perfect kind of Y2K 90s feel back in the day. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if a lot of people might not remember that, but the 90s had just a feel to it. Like, especially the late 90s going into the 2000s, they had this certain feel about it. And, you know, you would just have to have lived it to understand it. And I'm so glad I lived it for real. I wish I was born a little bit earlier in the 80s so I experienced more of the 80s, but I still love the 90s as well. But thanks for the question, Jason. That was an amazing question. When do you grow up, man? What primarily era do you remember growing up in that you remember the most? Was it the 90s as well? Yeah, because that's when I go back to a lot of movies from the 90s as well. Bands like Oasis, Creed, Matchbox 20, No Doubt, Goo Goo Dolls. Okay, okay. I feel you. I feel you. Okay. I can get down with the No Doubt. I know No Doubt for sure. Oasis is badass back in the 90s. Oasis is badass. My wife makes fun of me though because I always talk about Oasis and she's like, nah, she can't get down with that, bro. My wife's more of She likes rock. She likes hip hop and stuff like that too, and she can listen to rap and stuff. But when it comes to rock, she's more of a Rob Zombie, Godsmack type person, Disturbed, all those kind of bands. And she doesn't listen to Oasis or anything like that. You know what I mean? I like Nine Inch Nails a lot. Nine Inch Nails is another band that I freaking love. That's another good band, and A Perfect Circle. So that's kind of my era. But I do want to do, like I said, a full on video talking about, my introduction, like introducing my subscribers, because I've never talked about it before, except for this YouTube, like right here, this live stream. I've never talked about, what are my favorite bands and stuff like that, and music and all that kind of stuff. So it'd be fun, like I said, and then eventually start ranking discographies and stuff for my favorite artists and bands. Because yeah, like I said, rap, hip hop, rock, pop. Like I've listened to a lot. The pretty much the only genre I don't listen to that much is going to be country. Country is the only genre that I really don't dive into that much. But I just haven't found any country singers that I grabbed onto. You know what I mean? There's just none. No country bands, no country singers. Like the closest to country I'll listen to is like Leonard Skinner, and that's like old school rock, but they have like kind of twangy country vibes going on. But that's the closest I'll get to country. I grew up listening to 60s and 70s mostly, Jason says. Then I was 12 when my sister brought home Jagged Little Pill by Alanis Morissette, and I was started listening to the 90s music. Nice, nice. Jagged Little Pill was a very, very popular album back in the day, for sure. I think, oh, man, the first album that I remember being obsessed with, just obsessed with, was probably Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory. And I don't remember when that came out. I think it might have been 1996 in terms of rock. That was the first kind of album I got obsessed with. And then also Slipknot. They had a self titled album, which I believe was 1995. Those were the first two kind of rock albums that I really got obsessed with, you know what I mean, and that I discovered. But that wasn't the first Slipknot album I bought, though. I bought Subliminal Verses first, and then I discovered their first self titled album, but I replayed them over and over and over. Um, Another band I listened to a lot was Smashing Pumpkins. That was another band I listened to a lot. And The Strokes. I love The Strokes. That's another great band. So, yeah, there's so much music stuff I would like to talk about. So, I would like to have you on the channel, Jason. Like I said, hopefully, I did do the StreamYard thing where I kind of joined, but I got to kind of really work with the software and kind of figure it out because it's through my phone and stuff, and just figure out how it works. If you or Mike have any tips, totally hit me up because, like I said, I know you guys use StreamYard and stuff because it'll be my first time trying it out. Like, but I want to invite somebody onto the channel. You know what I mean? Like I said, to talk music, and definitely if you like any of those bands, hit me up because, like I said, Nine Inch Nails, The Strokes, or even if you don't like them, it would be cool for you to listen to them, Jason, and come on my channel and talk about them. Let me know what you think of them. Even if you don't like them, give me your opinion so we can have dual opinions. Someone who likes the band and someone who doesn't. But I'll probably be calling this live stream quits here pretty soon because it's getting pretty late over here and stuff. And then I'm going to try to watch the Nuggets and Pelicans game, which is going to be like, I haven't recorded so I could fast forward past the commercials and stuff so I could shave off like a good 20 minutes. But I'm still going to be up for like another hour and 40 minutes and stuff. But eventually want to get some sleep time before the kiddos have to go to school in the morning because I got to get up and get them to school. I've I love the Smashing Pumpkins and was obsessed with uh, Melancholy and the Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. Yes, that is such a great album. You're right. That is a fantastic album for real. Like that is one of those albums when I bought it, like I said, repeat for 2 weeks straight. Just repeat repeat in the CD player. Because I used to, this is back in the day, you know what I mean, when you were a kid, and, you got the CD player, you brought it to school, and you'd have the cool teachers, that would let you listen to the CD players, and you'd be like jamming while you're doing your work in class, and yeah, Smashing Pumpkins easy. Yeah, Slipknot is pretty rough. Yeah, Slipknot is heavy metal. Like I would classify them definitely as heavy metal for sure. I like the fact that they go for it though. And like I said, they're much more in my horror realm. Like, you know what I mean? They horror icons, they wear masks. They even have Tom Savini, who is a favorite famous horror special effects artist. They have him do the masks for some of their tours and stuff like that. The Sony Walkman. Oh man, I can't believe the Sony Walkman. Damn, I don't even remember what mine was. I think mine was like a Casio. I don't know if mine was a Sony. Mine, my CD player might have been a Casio or something like that. But I had a CD player, and I didn't even have one of the special non-skip ones. Like I had one of the ones like if you're walking hard enough, it would go. It would skip your song. So, yeah, I had one of those CD players that even when you walked hard enough, it would skip. Even though they had like anti-skip CD players and stuff like that. But yeah, this was back in the day, man. Like kids have no idea how they have it nowadays. That's what I mean, like for real. Like I was watching Age's movie place was doing a live stream, and he was talking about how phones and like TikTok and all that kind of stuff and everything is just kind of the death of creativity in kids and the death of just communication with like people like being friends and just kind of being up close and personal with one another, you know what I mean? It was kind of like the death of that, and I really like gravitated towards that comment he made. I was like, damn, I really need to. I mean, I love live streaming and filming my YouTube videos and talking to you all and stuff. That's really fun. But this year, I definitely promise for 2023, I'm going to try to cut back on my screen time just in general for myself, even if it's not something I force on the kids, just for myself in general. That way I could have more time in person and stuff and just hanging with the family and stuff. Because, yeah, it's something that we've lost as a, like, just as a culture, as, like, as the world. Yeah. When you had to rewind stuff, be kind, rewind. You're right, Jason. You had to be kind and rewind. Like people don't realize like that day when you had to, you know, less channels. There was less channels on TV. It was all about hanging out with your friends, spending time until dinner time. Like my mom and my aunt and grandpa would be like, go out of the house, get out of the house, don't come back until dinner time, and I'd go mess around with my friends until it was like 5, 6 o'clock, and then 6:30 or whatever the hell, and then come back and we'd have dinner. So it's like that kind of stuff. It's like that era's missed because now everybody's just like, oh, let's play. You got a laptop. Let's all you got an iPad. Let's play on the iPad. Let's let's play Nintendo Switch. You got the Xbox, which playing games is fun. There's nothing wrong with playing games. Like there really is fun, but just that whole being a whole community thing, hanging out with your friends, you know what I mean, experiencing stuff with your family and hanging out with your parents, like a lot of that stuff is missed, a lot. Yeah, I have that problem too, Jason. It does happen. It does happen, dude. I feel you for real. Like it's like it gravitates you towards the phone because you want to check you watch your shows on your phone. You want to check your YouTube, your Twitter, your TikTok or whatever. There's just so many apps that kind of pull you in, and like it's trained in your brain. So yeah, this year I definitely want to try to cut back, and like I said, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna cut off pretty soon and spend time hanging out and watching, the game, chilling out, watching the Nuggets. I know no one's gonna be hanging out with me, but if my friends wanted to come chill with me and stuff like that, they can totally hang out with me and watch the game and stuff. And I do sometimes like totally get off my phone and I watch videos and I mean movies and TV shows with my daughters and stuff like that. So that's what I mean. It's just I really have to make an effort this year to put that time into getting away from the phone more and playing more board games, hanging with the family, you know what I mean? Just little simple things, even if it's one day a week, going to the park, playing a board game. It's very simple and it'll just cut back on screen time. And I feel like I'll enjoy myself a little bit better this year, you know what I mean? But like I said, thanks for sticking around with me all. Like it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. Like I said, we're hitting about an hour mark, a little over an hour. It's been fun. I wish more people stopped by, but thank you so much, Jason, for having so many questions and chatting with me. Like even you just stopping by, man. This has been a blast talking to you and stuff and having this fun time late night live stream. I know this was kind of impromptu, but we got this DC news and everybody's kind of resting and laying down. And like I said, I'm gonna go watch the Nuggets play the Pelicans now. I got that recorded. And yeah, just hang out for the night and then probably crash out and get the kids to school tomorrow morning. In the morning. Get the kids to school in the morning. But hope you all have an awesome night. Have a safe and happy day and good next morning. I'll probably be hitting a lot of you up in the morning and stuff like that. Yeah, of course, Jason. Thank you. Thank you for sticking around, Jason. You're a beautiful Jason, this guy right here in this chat. Everybody, I wish every more people were here. Drop a J in the chat for Jason because he's a fucking beautiful man. I love you, brother. Have a safe and happy day, everyone. Peace out.